stories to get to this morning.
This Clinton Inc. thing has just exploded. Donations to the foundations. Hold on,
This is huge.
Look at this. New York Times, donations to the foundation vexed top Clinton aides.
Wall Street Journal.
And you know, the interesting thing about this is it verifies, I think, what you said yesterday, that Philippe and everybody were absolutely horrified what they had gotten themselves involved into, that they walked into this campaign with all this. And I guess Philippe at one point said, there is no fixing this. There is no quick fix.
There's no good answer.
There is no good answer.
Bill Clinton Inc.
Bill Clinton, the Washington Post article is absolutely fascinating.
Let's go through it.
On Bill Clinton. $66 million to him personally. They are like, and they're bragging.
Do you think they're hiring?
Eddie, they're bragging.
$66 million.
They're bragging in the memo that they can shake down the same corporations that they're taking foundation money for, that they can shake them down for $66 million for, quote, Bill Clinton Inc., for Bill and Hillary Clinton personally. Does that confirm what you and a lot of Clinton skeptics that supported Bernie Sanders were worried about all along?
Well, it's certainly, yes. Right? I mean, one of the things that, at least the New York Times piece said that there's no clear evidence of quid pro quo, right? But one of the things that we do know is that there is, it certainly confirms a deep suspicion that there's an ethical deficit that defines how they operate in the political domain, how they operate generally.
Right.
I want to hit an ethical and moral deficit.
And they're actually bragging about being able to shake down foundation clients for Bill Clinton money. Doug Band is bragging about it. And it's not like Doug Band dreamed this up on his own. He was doing his boss's bidding.
You know, it's really interesting. This was initiated by Chelsea Clinton.
Right.
Chelsea Clinton went to the family's attorneys and said she was worried that Doug Band was, quote, hustling, that he was hustling business and funneling it into her father.
And the timing is when her name went on the foundation. I think when she had a bigger role.
And does anybody in America believe that Doug Band, Mika, would be doing anything that Bill and Hillary Clinton didn't want Doug Band to do?
No, I know. This all starts with Bill Clinton, and I also think it's one of those situations when you really look at this, and we'll get through it point by point, you have to wonder about being careful about throwing stones. Because I love the way everyone calls the Trumps, you know, sleazy, trashy, whatever, because of a picture and money that they take from one company and give to another as a donation as opposed to their own money, all legal, but still, like, they consider it trashy and sleazy. And you call this challenged. It's just so funny that elegant words are used for the Democrats.
Let me help. This is sleazy, and everybody knows it's sleazy. You're trading in public service while somebody is Secretary of State.
Larger amounts of money, and the world is used, as opposed to
you're shaking down the world for $66 million instead of a Rolex watch or a life-size portrait.
All right.
I mean, somebody's going to win a Pulitzer Prize for finding a life-size portrait of Donald Trump that he paid money for with a foundation. We're talking about $66 million here, maybe $100 million.
I'd call that more than ethically challenged.
Yeah.
That's an ethical and moral deficit.
That's what he said.
Well, that is just so highfalutin.
And I feel like we shouldn't put this. You're just elegant. I feel like you'd find elegant.
He's very elegant.
No, for Trump? Okay, yeah.
He's elegant. Let's go. Let's read.
Here's
the story.
The Clintons and the foundation bearing their name are facing fresh scrutiny over extremely blurred lines between the organization and the family's multi-million-dollar fortune. The revelation stems from the latest release of emails by WikiLeaks, allegedly hacked from the personal account of Hillary Clinton's campaign manager, John Podesta. A purported 2011 memo from longtime aide to former President Bill Clinton, Doug Band, lays out extensive fundraising efforts by him and his company, Teneo, on behalf of the Clinton Foundation and the Clintons personally. The Washington Post reports that Band, quote, detailed the circle of enrichment in which he raised money for the Clinton Foundation from top-tier corporations such as Dow Chemical and Coca-Cola that were clients of his firm, while pressing many of those same donors to provide personal income to the former president. The memo, which came during Hillary Clinton's time as Secretary of State, goes on to discuss how that works for the foundation, how that work for the foundation could be used to extract large speaking fees and other paid for the former president, even referring to the operation as Bill Clinton Incorporated. The Post adds that the contracts for the Clintons would pay out $66 million over 9 years if the deals remained in place. Eddie's shaking his head, so I'm wondering if there are new words coming from him. Like, damn.
Exactly.
Part of the memo allegedly reads, independent of our fundraising and decision-making activities on behalf of the foundation, we have dedicated ourselves to helping the president secure and engage in for-profit activities, including speeches, books, and advisory service engagements. In support of the president's for-profit activity, we also have solicited and obtained, as appropriate, in-kind services for the president and his family for personal travel, hospitality, vacation, and the like.
Nicole, what do you think? How bad is this?
Well, it's not good. And I think it is.
Is that what they would say, like, if the Bushes did this?
Listen, the Bushes would never do this.
I know they wouldn't.
I think it's so interesting, the point Willie made, that this came about because Chelsea Clinton started asking questions. And one of the other revelations, I think, that came out before this story did was that she'd been called a spoiled brat. She doesn't sound very bratty to me. She sounds pretty insightful.
Mm-hmm. Van's memo was sent as part of a review.
Hold on. So Willie, how... This basically confirms everything that Ron Fournier has been saying for a year now. Follow the money. Source inside the Clinton camp. Oh, there it is. Follow the money, my Clinton source said in 2015. Follow the money. And it's trading in public service for hundreds of millions of dollars personally.
And again, just like the...
And by the way, and using, forget the State Department, maybe they're using the State Department, but using relief work in Haiti. Hey, can you help those suffering in Haiti? It's really important. Thanks. Listen, could you also give Bill Clinton $500,000 to give a speech in your corporate luxury box?
The emails also show, just like the ones we talked about yesterday, that the people around her are well aware of the problem.
Right.
I mean, Ahmadine had talking about this, you know, the King of Morocco gives $12 million, right, to the Clinton Foundation, so Hillary goes to Morocco. And Huma writes in one of these emails about Hillary. She created this mess, and she knows it. Everybody, the people the closest to Hillary Clinton know, and Hillary Clinton must know on some level, that all these things will not look good when you go into a presidential campaign. At best, they're unethical. And now, again, what the question's always been is, has it led to policy change? Was something done differently by Secretary Clinton as Secretary of State as a result of donations made to her and the foundation and Bill Clinton? That line hasn't been drawn directly yet. Again, I think if you find that line in the next 10 days, you've got a massive story in the election. This is big on its own. Yeah. But if you find a policy change.
In a kind of a morally deficit kind of way, or sleazy way. It's gross. It's gross.
Is this sleazy?
My father would find that, like, he just does not get how this has constantly happened in sort of the Clinton empire, and even from, you know, the connections to Wall Street, the foundation, these thin lines, that it's perplexing to him that this seems to be acceptable.
Mark Halperin, I find myself this morning stunned by how crude, and how crudely drawn out this was. About the blurring of lines of helping, using a foundation, say you're setting up to help the world, and at the same time bragging about how you're going to blur the lines between the money raised for the foundation in one hand, and the other raise $66 million for Bill Clinton, Inc. They're bragging about it.
There's no question that if you ever have been to CGI, you see business going on, and that Bill Clinton, Doug Band, and others enrich themselves by leveraging those relationships and by offering access to people in the context of CGI. As Willie said, the big missing piece here, which doesn't diminish scrutiny on the other things you've been talking about, is did any of those people get stuff from the government when Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State? We already know they got of the ability to rub elbows with people in the Clinton orbit. And I guarantee you, while some of those companies were motivated by doing good, some of them were motivated by at least also doing well.
Okay, so